Who do you enjoy working with most on the Doctor Who set?
Oh gosh, as I said, I mean, working with Neve is great because we support each other as well, because we've both got long working days, and it's like, we can have a laugh and that sort of thing. Because we're both deaf, with the makeup on, because her makeup, her ears are completely enclosed. Then usually there's a bit of a laugh on set, and then someone will explain the joke to both of us. So it's nice having an ally in that. But no, I mean, working with Peter's great, because he's a very nice man, He's just, and also being there on his first day was amazing. Just seeing him, because he's a very experienced actor. He's won an Oscar, for goodness sake. And but because he's very open about stuff. On the very first day, so we're doing his first scene where he pops out the TARDIS, and he was like very much, okay, just guys, bear with me, because it's my first day playing the new Doctor Who, and I'm a bit nervous. So it's fine. That's okay. We will help you in anything to work. But the fact that he's got the experience, and he can just go, look, I'm nervous. Just bear with. There's not an attempt to conceal it or whatever. It's like if he's got a problem. I think earlier it's like, okay guys, I was quite tired last night, so I didn't have the time to get on my lines as much as possible. So, and he's just completely open about it, and he's just, really on it. So, and it was a privilege to see him building a new Doctor from the first performance upwards. So that was nice. But yeah, actually, honestly, I enjoyed my scenes with Jenna as well. So Strax and Clara had a funny kind of funny kind of dynamic. But I like this human, I don't know why. I always thought when Strax hits adolescence, then it's going to be very interesting. It's like, yes. So I think it's at the stage where he'll go up to a girl and give her a Chinese burn or a dead arm or something. It's like, yes. Don't know why I want to do that. Yes, move right away. Yeah.
We had, I wasn't part of the show, but Caitlin Stewart was at Gallifrey 1, and she confided in our little group that she always had survivor's guilt about her makeup process as opposed to you and me. Because, just put on a nice Victorian frock and she's good to go. Where you and me were just under torture for every single day of the shoot.
Well, there was one where she was wearing the sort of Emma Peel sort of catsuit.
Yeah.
And she just came and was like, do you know what, this corset's really killing me. And she looked at me and I went, right, I'll shut up. But no, Catherine's good as well. She's,
Right.
Have you ever had a day when the thought has gone through your head that this would make a great spin-off series?
Oh, yeah, certainly, yes. I think it's the main logistical thing which we thought when it was first mooted, is that obviously Neve and I, we have a very, very long working day, and how that will be managed. If we were doing 9 months of 50 hours, basically an 85-hour week or something ridiculous, being in a rubber suit, and that's going to take it out of you. So that would be a legitimate grounds for concern, or whether I see my own face anymore. But I'm sure there would have been a way to work around it. But I think there are definitely more stories that we could tell with them. But I think Stephen's very conscious about how much people love the show, and I think he really liked the characters, but I think he wanted to make sure that let's have 3 really good episodes of the Paternoster Gang that everyone loves in, as opposed to being obligated to write 12 episodes and have the quality not be more variable and stuff. So I think that was the thing. But also it's just logistically, it's kind of something like the Sarah Jane Adventures. You've got it's the present day, and you've got standing sets and whatever, and you've got some CGI and you've got some prosthetics, but it's manageable. And all Children's BBC had a lot more money then. Whereas something like a Paternoster Gang spin-off, it's Victorian, so you've got to have locations, costumes, that part of it, even before you think about special effects, prosthetics, all that sort of thing. So instantly you're talking about a budget which is up there. And then it's also how you pitch it as well, because Neve, we'll make it really dark and adult. It's like, I've got my sword, I can chop people's heads off. Whereas, Strax is a character that lots of children love as well, so then that would be a consideration too. So it's, I'm sure it would be doable. It's quite how. I think we actually said if it was the right kind of project, then it's kind of but in theory.
But it doesn't have to be a 12 episode. You can make as many or as few as you want. Make it budget conscious. Make the good shows. # we want Paternoster. Get it going. We want the campaign going. I want it. They want it. The American people want it. British people want it. The Aussies want it, for crying out loud. It's going to be phenomenal. And I just realized there's another Young Ones connection because of Chris Ryan.
Yes, Chris Ryan.
It just completely passed over my head. What do you have working currently? I mean, I know there's always a Big Finish or two.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, I'm doing a Big Finish. I've started writing Big Finish ones as well. Stories.
Great.
So I've written one for Tom Baker, and that'll be recording in about a month. So yeah, I just had an email about casting that, which is exciting. But no, I do a program for Children's BBC, which I've done for the last 2 years, and we'll be filming that in the summer. And that's like it's a comedy program. It's called Class Dismissed, and it's sort of like a sort of halfway between a sketch show and a sitcom set in a school. And I and all the adult actors play about 5 or 6 teachers each. So again, when I'm on television, I very seldom have my own face. So I'm underneath a load of wigs or some hats or some, like false teeth or something. So that is my lot. It's multi-character. I mean, I do a lot of multi-character stuff on stage as well as on screen and stuff.
I was just realizing that even there was one Doctor Who appearance that didn't have a massive amount of prosthetics, but you still were in ears, and that was the Christmas episode.
Yes.
And
Ian the Surly Elf, yeah.
Talk a little bit about that, because that just seemed like so much fun.
Oh, well, again, it was a very different experience, just again, because I'm used to sort of being on set. It's funny with screen acting, because especially in the UK, when it's more geared towards theatre, or your training, you kind of learn on the job with television a bit more. And so it was good because I was inside prosthetics, then I didn't have the time to sort of get as nervous as I probably would have been, sort of like and also you're inside a sort of, you can observe more easily because people treat you as a bit like a prop. So I got a chance to sort of like, being a regular or something, you get a chance to understand what the process is and what your part is in within that. And also you're kind of part of the prosthetics department too, so they're looking after you. But then being on set just with my own face and just, oh, this is significantly easier. Because when you're inside a prosthetic, when you can't hear, when your senses are knocked out slightly, it means that, and also technically you've got to know how to motivate the mask. I think I was saying to some people earlier on today that sort of Strax's face, his eyes are very deep. So if I move my head in a certain direction, then his eyes disappear, or they go into shadow very quickly. Or if I tilt my head in a certain way, then the rubber will crinkle in a not particularly efficacious way. So there's lots of technical considerations I've got to make before I. So I've done lots of homework. So I've got a line reading in my head as to how I'm going to do it. Prepared to throw it out the window, but I've made lots of decisions before I go in there. Whereas with the Christmas special, it's like, this is like normal acting. I know my lines, but I can play around a bit. That's nice. And also working with Nick Frost, who's great, because I love all of Nick Frost and Simon Pegg's stuff. And just hanging out with him, it's like, you're really cool. You're like you're on screen. That's great. And just, it was really sound. And but he likes, sort of riffing slightly. And there was one great take where Santa and the Doctor were having a bit of a face-off, and they just sort of went off on one and started improvising for about 5 minutes. It was just brilliant. And sort of, Peter was sort of channeling a bit of Malcolm Tucker from. Not swearings, but it was something like, you're a mindless Santa. Getting very, very, very Scottish. But so but the fact that I had permission then to actually sort of riff around slightly was nice.
And because there's not a lot of time for that, because
No,
people don't understand that for Doctor Who to be as successful as it is right now, and just at a level that people look at it as one of the iconic series as it belongs, but the budget isn't reflective of it. The shoot time isn't reflective of it. So there's not. I can imagine the director saying, "Yeah, this is great between you and Nick, Peter, but we've got to get moving."
Well, this is always the consideration, because unlike with an American series where you're part of a larger studio, it's just simply money. Also, working times are slightly different here as well. So you've got more time in the day. But also, if you've got a second or third unit to go away and do location shooting, you don't have that luxury. And also, Doctor Who, quite uniquely as well, it's only got really one standing set. You've got the TARDIS, and that's about it. That's why something like Colville School was very useful as a location, because otherwise, the whole point of the programme is you're in a different place. You're trying to make a different blockbuster movie once every 3 weeks in South Wales. So it's kind of, if you can imagine, that logistically takes it out of you, and also having a different sort of, creating a different world and a different feel every single episode. It's really no mean feat. Apart from the Doctor, there's a different guest cast every single week. It's not like an ensemble thing like Star Trek or whatever, where you've got the whole crew. It's much more, it's much more, it's the BBC working at full pelt, basically, is what you see on screen. But yeah, sorry, I've lost my thread now.
No, it's totally fine. Last question. When you go to shows like this, or to Galley, or any of the other Doctor Who fandom shows, is there an experience you've had with a fan that just sticks out in your mind more than any other?
Oh Lord. I don't know. I mean, usually it's just people have got such a sort of like a warmth towards it. The thing is, I remember when I was a kid that when I was hugely into Doctor Who, I wasn't really aware of the world of conventions because I think I've read once or twice about things that happen far away in America, but there wasn't really a culture of it sort of necessarily. But no, it's amazing. It's just the, sort of like the shared kind of the shared emotion, so like an enthusiasm for it as well in the same room. But sort of. Once or twice I've been confronted by a homemade Strax, because Strax is a difficult cosplay to do, Sontaran cosplay, because getting that head is no mean feat. So I've seen papier-mâché ones, I've seen slightly more rubber ones, and sort of, I was like, okay, just be careful you don't get heat stroke, because I've got a whole prosthetics team looking after them with fans, but just make sure you don't overheat, because it's quite easily done. But yeah, it's people telling me how much they love it, and sort of, there was one lad in Miami who was telling me how much it sort of like it steered him away from alluding to a life of crime or some bad life decisions, and then he was there in his fez and his scarf, and it's like Doctor Who really got him through. And that made me sort of quite, oh well, that's a really nice and positive thing. And it's a nice part of everyone's lives, and it's nice to share.
So no one's telling you that Strax is a person that actually got them through a bad time by being more militaristic and wanting to blow everything up with grenades.
Yeah, I've learned, yes, I've learned a lot from Strax's fish out of water.
It is an incredible pleasure to have you here this weekend. Please, if you've not already done so, visit Dan at his table and get the photo op, because I don't know when we're going to get a chance to see you again here in town. It's an absolute gas to have you here. Please give a massive round of applause for Dan Starkey. Wait a minute. You missed one thing. You missed one thing.
Sontaha! 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 Excellent! Well done, Peter Scott.
You're not an hour late.
Thank you so much.
One more time, Mr. Dan Starkey.
Thank you so much. I think there, it works fine.
Don't forget, right in here, starting in about, exactly 15 minutes, Mr. Mark Strickson will be joining us on the stage. Do not miss it. It's going to be a